exhausted.
Damn, what happened up in here? Yeah, end of the quarter at work. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna need some extra time tonight to clean this mess up. What can you give me? Let me check the system. Let's see. No big meals in need of digestion, no alcohol in the system, no evening stressors such as exercise, and it seems like we're to bed at a reasonable time in line with our natural rhythms. Yeah, looks pretty good. I could give you like 2 to 3 hours. That work? All right. I could work with that. Good thing this is a one and done. Yeah. In a week. Yo, what is up? Welcome back to another week of How to Health, How to Sleep edition. My name is Kevin. I run liftandbalance.com, where we take aim at all things health and do it in an odd, weird, interesting, and highly sarcastic manner. Today, we are diving into a topic that we've covered in bits and pieces on other videos, but because of its relevance as it pertains to longevity, and because of its straight coolness, I think it's deserving of its own 13.5-minute video. Don't you? Pressure's on now. Now I need to time myself. It is one of our natural features that you definitely want to be aware of, because it's something that requires awareness and attention to truly optimize. And based on recent research, an investment here is proving to be a so valuable asset when it comes to longevity. Did I say that already? It's important. I'll say it again. Enough beating around the bush. We are talking about the glymphatic system. And yes, I'll answer your question right now. Why the hell should you care? Because this is the system that cleans out our brains while we're asleep. And you may be saying, this sounds a little bit familiar. And you're right, it does. You're probably thinking about its broader known cousin, the lymphatic system, which is responsible for washing away all the toxins throughout our bodies. The difference here is the glymphatic system is exclusive to our brains. Now, this brainwash system is relatively new news in the scientific world, being discovered about 5 years ago, and more recently being categorized as a process that only happens during deep sleep. But before we get into the weeds, let's start with why your brain needs to be cleaned in the first place. Now that I think about it, is that why we always had to wash behind our ears when we were growing up? Moms always know best. The gift of cognition is a messy one. The average human has a whopping 86 billion neurons in their head. 86 billion. This mass abundance of cells, which together create a vast network of neural circuits, is the very thing that makes us humans. The most intelligent species on this planet, or as far as we know. All right, we're back. This gift of being able to think and being aware that we can think is a high-cost business. And that cost of doing business is neurotoxic waste, proteins, and metabolites that accumulate over the course of a day, over the course of a week, over the course of a year, over the course of a life. A direct byproduct of a few billion neurons continuously firing. Now listen, we've all forgot to take the trash out at one point or another, and know that trash building up isn't really an enjoyable experience. And guess what? The same goes for trash in our brain. Toxic waste accumulation in our brains is not a good thing. Over time, if not cleaned, it is believed to build up and form plaques, which is thought to slowly promote deterioration and loss of cognitive function down the line. Yikes. Sound familiar? Well, it may be because I just basically described neurodegenerative disease, a condition that upward of 25 million people worldwide face, and this number is only on the incline. Two of the most common and talked about are Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, both of which that have been associated with the presence of toxic proteins. Two of the most explored and prevalent are beta amyloid and tau. The problem that we face with these two life-altering conditions is the fact that they typically happen very, very slowly, making them hard to diagnose and hard to notice until many times it is too late. As I hope you know, prevention is always easier than reversal. And that's why I'd advise that you learn and pay attention to this natural detoxification system that we've all been gifted. Here's how it works. During deep, slow-wave sleep, our neurons begin chanting in unison, which is basically the opposite of what happens during wakefulness. Sleep guru Dr. Matthew Walker uses the analogy of a crowd chanting in a stadium. Thousands of people all being heard as one unified voice together. And during this big kumbaya, glial cells, or cells that surround our neurons and help keep them alive, shrink, creating gaps between our brain tissues and clearing the path for cerebral spinal fluid to squirt its way throughout the brain and clean the neural streets, disposing of the toxic waste and leaving you happy, refreshed, and ready to boogie in the morning. I mean, how cool is that? Now remember, for all this to happen, we have to ensure that we are getting some quality Z's, in particular, deep sleep. So let's chat about what exactly that entails. Deep sleep is the most restorative part of our sleep. It's where the body regenerates and repairs itself, where growth hormone is at its maximum secretion, and, which you hopefully know by now, when your brain gets washed. Now, something that may not be widely known about deep sleep is the fact that it happens primarily in the beginning part of the night, typically between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., in alignment with our body's natural circadian rhythms. Now, REM, on the other hand, which is your dreaming sleep, typically happens in the later portion of the night, closer to the early morning. Funny thing is, deep sleep doesn't work on your schedule. Meaning, if you go to bed at 2 a.m. every morning and wake up at 10 a.m., giving you 8 hours of sleep, even though you're getting a sufficient amount of time of sleep, you are most likely giving up a lot of that designated deep sleep time, and by default, passing up on your nightly brainwash, or a portion of it. Oh boy. Other things that impact deep sleep are big meals close to bedtime, alcohol, late night intense exercise, and excess artificial blue light. You see, digestion takes up a lot of energy, so if you have a late night big meal, a lot of that blood flow is going to be down in your intestines trying to break down and absorb food rather than where it should be, helping clean out your brain. As for exercise, that is somewhat of a stressor on your body, putting you in a sympathetic state compared to the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest state that you want to be in when you're going to sleep. And artificial blue light plays a role in blocking melatonin secretion and delaying sleep onset. So keeping regular routines of sleeping and eating is most likely the most powerful way to ensure optimal sleep for our brains and our body. And you may ask, how the hell do I do that? Here are some manageable interventions you can make to optimize your Z's. First, as it pertains to eating, try to finish up your last meal of the day about 3 hours before bedtime. This will give your system proper time to digest and will help mitigate taking that precious blood flow from your brain down to the intestines. Implementing some sort of time-restricted feeding or intermittent fasting protocol could be extremely beneficial here. And if you didn't know, we talk a lot about fasting and time-restricted feeding on this channel. You can check out all the links below, the playlist, ton of content, dig in. Next, we're sticking with the 3-hour rule for exercise too. You want to finish up all intense exercise about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. You also want to take it easy on the booze because that will definitely impact sleep quality and deep sleep. Something else I find useful is saying no to technology 1 hour before bedtime and 1 hour after waking up. This will take care of one of your biggest blue light problems. This guy, or your laptop, or your tablet. If you can't give up the technology for an hour, make sure you have all your blue light filters set on your phone, tablets, laptops that will warm up the screen and help hedge your bets. A lot of laptops you can set timers, or you can just put it on 24/7 like I do, and I know it's on. Some other things to focus on with sleep is to hit the hay and wake up at the same time every day. Even on the weekends, this will keep your natural circadian rhythms in line and help your body optimize its function throughout the day and night. You want to aim for at least 7 hours of shut-eye every single night, not time in bed, time actually asleep. And if you can, try to sleep in complete darkness. TV off, phone upside down, on silent mode. I like to put mine on airplane mode to make sure you have no unwarranted disruptions throughout your night. You can also check out the How to Sleep playlist, links below, to see even more reasons why sleep is king or queen. So that's what I got. Let me know what sleep tips comprise your nightly routine in the comments below. Always trying to optimize what I do. You got some tips? Don't be selfish. Share them, not with me, with everyone. I thank you in advance, and get cleaning. Peace.